Hi everyone. In our previous video, we found the slope of a line given 2 points on that line, and now we're going to use this same technique to see if we can find the slope if we're given a horizontal or a vertical line. Okay, so let's take a look here at the line x equals 2. So if you remember back to a few videos ago when we talked about graphing lines, if we have a line described as x equals some number, we know that it's going to be a vertical line. Okay, this is going to be a vertical line. And we know this because this is all of the points that are given by 2y. Okay, so the x value is fixed at 2, but the y value can vary. So we're going to graph this at x equals 2, and we're going to draw a vertical line. Okay. So let's pick out two random points on this line. We have 1 point already given. We have 1 point given by x equals 2, 0, and that's the first point we picked to plot here. Okay, where the y value is 0, but the x value is 2. But we can also pick maybe the point 2, 2. I like that point as well, but you can pick any other point you want. So the other point we're going to pick is 2, 2. Okay, so let's see if we can find the slope. So if you remember, the slope is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so if we say that 2, 0 is 0.1 and 2, 2 is 0.2, then we'll have the slope given by y2 minus y1, so we'll do 2 minus 0 over x2 minus x1, which we'll say is 2 minus 2. So we end up with 2 minus 0, that's 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. But that's a problem because hopefully we remember back from virtually all of our math classes, as soon as division was introduced, we cannot divide by 0. Okay? We're not able to divide by 0. So you know, the way we're going to deal with this situation is we're actually going to say the slope of a vertical line is undefined. Okay? And the reason we do this is because the slope is a measure of how steep a line is. Okay? So if we have a slope that's going straight up and down, I suppose you could kind of think of that as being an infinitely steep line. But because it's an infinitely steep line, we just say that the slope is undefined. We're not able to define the slope of a vertical line. It doesn't make sense to describe how steep a perfectly vertical line is. Okay? So now let's take a look at the line y equals 4. If you remember from our previous video that talked about graphing lines, we know this is a horizontal line, and we graph that at the y equals 4 on the y-axis here. So this is going to look like this. Okay, so let's see if we can find the slope of this line. Okay, well we're given the first point. We have the point with the x value is 0, but the y value is 4. But let's see if we can find another point. Maybe this one, where these two lines intersect. That's a pretty good point to choose, right? So the x value here is going to be 2, and the y value is going to be 4. So let's go ahead and see if we can find the slope. So remember, our slope is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So here, if this is point 2 and this is point 1, the y2 minus y1 is going to be 4 minus 4. And then for x2 minus x1, we're going to have 2 minus 0. So 4 minus 4, that's 0. And 2 minus 0, that's 2. So we have 0 over 2, which is just 0. So our slope here is 0. And we're actually able to just leave it as 0, because we can kind of think of this as just saying there's no steepness to the line. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. It's a horizontal line. And since there's no steepness to the line, we say that the slope is 0. Okay? So you don't have to do this for every line that you get. If you get on a test or on a homework problem, if you get x equals 2, you know it's a vertical line. So we can say all vertical lines have undefined slope. Okay, and all horizontal lines have 0 slope. Okay, so this is true for all vertical and horizontal lines. So this is something you're able to, if you're able to just remember that, that is certainly fine. So if you see this on the midterm or on a test in the future, a simple justification of saying it's a vertical line, so it has undefined slope, that is fine. You don't have to go through and do the 2-point thing like we did here. You can just remember that horizontal lines have 0 slope and vertical lines have undefined slope. That is fine. This was just to show you how what the intuition is for that. So hopefully that helped a little bit. But if you have any questions about this, you can always feel free to email me and let me know.